All right, welcome back to Just Enough Garage. Today I'm trying to get this 1954 era Willys cab and fenders onto this modified frame with utility box. All right, so as you saw in the opener, we got a few things to do. Let's get started on it. Last we left off, we did the exhaust system. Turned out really good. Then all of a sudden, it's not good. Well, there's a fuel tank now, and that muffler and that fuel tank cannot share the same space. So I've got to shorten this one, which means I got to shorten that one. The tip out won't be there. It'll now be under here somewhere. I got some comments about the way I did the frame. All of them fabulous ideas. I went with the easiest thing for me. And, you know, this is one of those things where there's a million ways to skin a cat. I skinned mine that way. Moving on, there's a few things I need to do. I obviously got some fuel line here, some 5/16 line. Connect to the original tank. I've already taken the tank apart. I removed the pump. I added a piece of tubing. This one I've marked with some felt. This is my feed. This was the return line. Once the exhaust system's in, I'm going to run that tubing up here. Traditionally they go on that side, but I think I'm going to try to sneak it along here, along this front cross member, and then put it right into the fuel pump right there. These are the transmission lines for the radiator once it all gets back in. I got this up on the thing. I need to get these brackets off, weld them on the other axle. Once I get the weight of the wheelies on the frame, then I can go ahead and get the weight on it, get it figured out for a drive line angle. Maybe you guys have paid attention, maybe not. Maybe I didn't explain what happened to the windshield. Basically, there was a, through editing, sometimes things get lost. I don't believe we were even filming when it happened, but basically that part of this thing contacted right there as I was pulling the deal off. My driveway's not very good. It was going downhill. All of a sudden it made a weird swing, ka-kong, and then when it fell, it kind of disassembled itself. It was kind of a mess. There's no harm, no foul, just a practice. No reason to fix it till I put it back together, right? Might break it out still. After we get this kind of put back together, we're going to do some interior upgrades, get some decent seats, maybe figure out what's under this carpet. It's nasty, It's missing the glove box door. And over there, it's missing the instrument panel. It has a speedometer. It has some gauges. We're going to get all that stuff going, figure out the signals, get that working. Headliner's long gone. Somebody cut a sunroof in it, whatever. It's got condensation, moisture, Mrs. Just Enough Garage has got a lot of ideas on what to do with her truck, but it doesn't matter until I get my part done. So we got to get rolling here. So what do you want to do first? Exhaust system? Yeah, I think so. And then we'll do the fuel lines after we get the exhaust in. Kind of hoping to run them maybe up through here, something like that, along the top of that rail. Go right along that brake line. It's a big project, and I'm not going to lie to you. It's been a challenge, time-wise. I've invested a lot of time on this. I'm kind of lazy by nature, I guess. When I see time like this, I kind of just feel like going, buy something running. Yeah, well, I'm creating something here for a person that I care about, so I'm trying to do it right, which is interesting. My version of right may be different than everybody else's, but it's coming along, It's coming along. Just keep swimming, I think, is the story. Just keep swimming. Anyways, in here I've got some of these connectors. More money at the parts store. So when I shorten it up, I just put a connector in there. I can do the welding there. And I think I'm going to try to leave it on and just do the welding there because I've got it up on the stands now. Anyways, let me get set up and I'll show you what we're doing next. All right. So I don't want to dwell on this. I really want to get on with the rest of the project. But here's my corrected. I had to put the coupler in there, move the mount, It gave me plenty of room between the exhaust outlet and this plastic fuel tank that's here. We'll deal with the other stuff. I'm onto this side. I've cut it free. I cut my beautiful mount off. I weld the first one up here on the stand. That was where the original was. It was easier just to add. I know anybody who's an exhaust guy, I'm sorry. I'm embarrassing you, making you look bad. Last week's video, I did a couple of shout outs to some people. Hope you guys appreciate that. This week, different shout outs. Today, my dad turned 79 years old. He's been a long-time supporter and subscriber. He's very interested in what I'm doing. So happy birthday to him. Congratulations. Tomorrow, my oldest daughter has a 7-year anniversary. She's completed 7 years of marriage. Nice job. Well, anyways, that got me thinking. These are my fuel lines. I put that glove over there when I was welding there. Why? Why? Because, I don't know, vapor, gas tank, fumes, seemed like a bad idea. Which reminds me of a story real quick. The other night she was telling me about a small kitchen fire they had and a well-placed fire extinguisher. So, think ahead. Fire safety. Get some smoke detectors. Get some well-placed fire extinguishers. Out here in the shop, you may not know it from my hovel, I have some great big ones inside here, and this is why I always do the welding outside. Some of you guys say, oh, you got a shop, be inside. I know, but I don't want to have a risk out here on the concrete in the open. It may be inconvenient, but it's a system I stick with right now. I'm usually by myself out here, and I have to think about that safety. So if you're working on a project, think about your safety. What can you do safely? Make sure your stands are secured. Make sure you don't have any problems, because nobody's going to hear me in the house if I have an issue out here. I'm on my own. I don't know if you guys pay attention or not, but here's my safety gear. I put it on and off throughout the day. My gloves, my hat. I try to do it as best I can. This is how you get to become old and gray in wisdom. Anyways, I'll go ahead and finish this. I probably won't film that part, but I definitely will film bending some tubes. I looked the other day for some clips like these at the O'Reilly's, and I couldn't find any, so I'm going to have to figure out a system here and probably come back and clip it, which is unfortunate because tomorrow I wanted to set that. If this wet break in the weather is supposed to hold, so I'm hoping by the end of the video I'll at least have the cab on this. Then it's just the wiring, the electrical stuff that I've got to connect, and fuel line, steering, gear shifter, brakes. We haven't even tackled brakes. Put the radiator back in, connect this up, probably put some more fluid in the transmission. I think it's low because when I pulled this drive line, none came out, but it ran. Drive line, speaking of which, I need to get it on its weight so I can get that figured. It's a big project, you know. I'm doing the best I can do, so some of you folks are watching for entertainment. Some of you are watching for education. If you're an education guy, I'm doing my best, but really YouTube is just an open genre of whatever is going on. Anyways, let me get back to that exhaust so I can move on. I got a zillion things to do today, and I've been slipping stuff in all week long to try to get it going. I do have a full-time job. It does get dark around here at 4:30. I'm hoping for better daylight, and I frankly don't like giving up every weekend to a YouTube video, but I've been doing it for a year, over a year and a half, a year and a quarter, whatever, and it taxes a man, so I want to get this one done. Actually, I'm excited then because we're going to go back into the mess, find that flathead I got last summer, put it together, and attack that 48 Ford truck in there that is set there for 10 years. We're going to get it going. That's my goal. Move on. Z-Car update. Z-Car. I think you've seen it in some videos. Everybody's excited about it. I've gotten some comments. Here she is. No, not the little tyke. That's grandkids. No, not the canoes. Oh, the Z-Car. Yeah, I've got it on a four-wheel drive frame with Dana 44 axles, and it's T-tops. It's 1984 model. I got plans for it. I got clean title on that one. So, meanwhile, we still got to finish this one. Get this sucker going. All right, bada bing, bada boom, rock and roll, let's go. All right, welcome back. I'm not as impressed the second time. They look okay. They're gonna work okay. They line up okay. I don't know if you can see, but they hang a little bit lower than I appreciated before. It's just the way it is. I guess the more times you mess with it, the worse it gets. That's kind of where I'm at. I am not an exhaust guy. I have no desire to be an exhaust guy. I'm not a paint guy. I'm not a couple of things. There's a couple things in life that I am not. And car builder, I'm not really. Hobbyist? Yeah. Going for a cruise? Yeah. There's things in your life that you're not. There's things that you're good at. There are things you're not good at. Well, if you want to practice becoming good at something, you have to do it more. So I guess what that's saying is maybe I need to do more exhaust to get better at it. Anyways, there's a lot of things in life that I'm good at. And so if you're using me for an example, take the good. And this exhaust, I've had to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 welds on 3 feet. Whatever. All right, moving on. Tubing. I'm just rambling my mouth about tubing and exhaust. Here's my supplies. Let's laugh about this for a minute. These came just stock. One is 4 foot, one is 3 foot. I bought the connector. When I connect them, I have some rubber hose. I have this bender with apparently a, oh, what is that? A 5/8 wheel on it. Oh, I gotta put my glasses on. That'll help. I'm getting too old for this junk. All right, here we go. Patience. Whoa, that's 5/16. I have the right wheel on there. Amazing. Because it says 5/16 3/8. I've had this a while. This is a cheap tool. Anyways, now is the chance. Oh, and all those clamps. Oh, look at that. I was missing that wrench. Huh. When was the last time you guys saw one of these? Remember Chrysler Corporation had those special tools to take off their radiator hoses? This is a Pro 2 model. I don't know if you can see that number. Professional 252, made in USA. It lives in there. Exhaust donut gasket. That came from a 53 Ford 6-cylinder conversion that I no longer have, and I lost it, and then I had to go buy another one, and then I found it. Yeah, anyways, that lives there. So we can safely remove our protection. I'll probably just go ahead and cut this. I don't know. Maybe that'll be all right if I can bend that down. Oh, I could go under that. Anyways, then I'll do a little piece of rubber, tubing all up through here. I'm not exactly sure how to film this without a helper. I'm not very good at the tripod. I feel like you don't really see what's going on. I got to take this bolt out here before I put the cab back on, because that was one you remember I cut off. These rubbers, they just sat there, so I haven't lost them yet. This was the end of the Camaro frame, in case you were wondering how they did it. They literally cut that off and made this little piece. I'm assuming it's Camaro, it could be GM. If anybody knows, actually, just tell me. I mean, I'm not a genius, you know. Anyhow, let's, you know what, I'll set up the tripod. Hopefully the sun won't be too bad. I'll set it up like this. Boom, and then you can watch me work. I'll do that. Maybe we'll get Mariana to play some jazzy disco music or something for this section, because I have a feeling we're just going to be observing. Show you some problems I'm running into, because, well, I'm a sharer. I like to give, you know. This part's going to be all right. Got a little piece of rubber right there. This part's okay. That's factory clamped. It hangs through. I found this little bracket. Can you see that? It goes through. It's got some movement. Not too bad. Nothing sharp here. Looks okay. Now I'm ready to connect the second tube. And look, they got me with that sticker. They got me. I know they have to put a sticker on it, but just think if it wasn't that sticker. Because now this is all jammed in there. You say, well, just tear it off, Darian. Easier said than done. Because I want to use this flare under my adapter right here so that I can continue. I've decided to come up up along here, up to this. And then basically I'm just going to jump over this suspension and back down and across. I thought about going underneath, but I'm not that good at bending. So, you know, that's what I'm doing. You know, anybody who wants to do a car of their own, absolutely go for it. I mean, I thought about crossing it over there, coming down that side like the factory would, but we're in no man's land now. So I'm gonna go find a razor knife and work on that. And then as soon as I get this secured, I'm ready for the truck part to go back on. The cab, yeah, cab. Anyways, we're working on it. We're getting along. Patience. Patience is a virtue. Possess it if you can. You guys may know the rest of that, about who it's found in. Anyways. Now some of you might be thinking, what about a filter, Darian? What about a filter? A filter, oh my gosh, a filter. Yeah, I'm going to do a filter. I'm going to do one right easy up here in the hood somewhere, so that, you know, I'm not crawling around underneath the truck. I'm going to do above one. You know, I measured this at like 8 feet, and I'm short. I guess rough measurements were rough, all right. So let's say I get this, and let's say I get this going real nice, up and over and make the corner. You see, I'm only out to here, and I still got to go way over to here. So I might have to go down and get another piece to follow this terrain down here. And then, yeah, I'll put a filter down in here somewhere so that it's, you know, kind of easier to work on if I need to. But I'll finish bending that up, because clearly I don't have enough, and I don't feel like using rubber hose from about here over. I think I'm going to get another 2-foot section of that tubing. You know, what's another 10 bucks, right? Oh, there's the stand in case you were interested. Yeah, I pretty much use my phone on a lot of this. We've tried other cameras. We've tried the microphones, all that jazz. It all interferes. You just got to spend more to get more. Meanwhile, this is what we're doing. Once the channel gets bigger, we'll have our own studio van and our own, maybe we'll have a place where we can do this crap full time, but I doubt it. I'm always going to be a small time guy. That's kind of the way I am. So let me finish bending that out and bring you back, and then I'll probably cut the video for today. And tomorrow, my goal is, I got some people that can help me. We'll try to break the other window out and place the cab at the same time. Here's some food for thought. What do you guys think of this front bumper? Should you leave it? Should I take it off? I'm thinking about doing something custom. Heavy duty chain, building a chain bumper. I put one on the back of my rat rod, if you guys have noticed, and it worked out pretty good. I thought it looked good. And to me, it seems fitting. It'd be the end of one Willys project and the beginning of another Willys project. So, I don't know. I got some of that chain laying around. So, you know how they say you're never supposed to turn off your camera because you miss things? So, I'm over here. Let me show you. This is broke, first of all. I'm over here. I'm going to use this tool I was bragging about. And I'm going to make a nice bend, and then turn that bend and go down, and the wheel popped right off it. Too many fingers, not enough hands, whatever. This thing pulled right out of the made in China. This is why you own one of these. So you take your Chinese tool. Okay, I'm gonna have to try to set you guys up. This is where I like having a third person, second person point of view. So I'm going to have to mount this in there. I can do it. Loosen this up. This is really bad quality. You know, I said that before. I was watching a guy the other day. I don't usually call out other channels. I don't know the etiquette on that. You guys watch other channels. I can see on the algorithms what people watch, what I watch. You know, anyways, there was a guy the other day, and he was putting some shocks on a Suburban, and he can't get nothing right. And I'm like, yeah, that's the parts people we have now. So I'll get a hammer, I'll tap that down, I'll put a little weld on there, and she'll be good. But see, they could have done that. They could have done that. Let me find a whaler and whale that on. Meanwhile, I think I'll set up the camera so you can watch me do the whole repair. Today's video is all about repairing a tool made by... Okay, well, nobody made it. It's got a part number. Whoa. Let me see if I can read that. P something. W80674. Alright, anyways, I'm going to show you how to repair one of these if you ever get one. I was just on a rant about China. See, this is the tripod I've got. I want to put it like that. But you see how this base will be turning like this? I can't get that to go because it doesn't rotate anywhere on this. It's all indexed. So then I have to put it like this to get it to go like that. And I didn't like that. I didn't like that at all. I guess I got to spend more money on Chinese made stuff. Meanwhile, my fingers are in the way, my hands are greasy, you know. Cameras and outdoors, I'm gonna do some welding. Yeah, I don't think so. I can adjust this, but look at. So sometimes when you see these video clips, you think, oh, that was pretty dumb. Yeah, and it took me an hour to get it. All right, hold on, pause. Right tool for the job. Vaughn, made in the USA. I got this in the, oh shoot, 92. 91, 1990. These are 19s, okay, kids, 19s. I've had this hammer a long time. Once upon a time, I went to a school for a machinist thing. Anyways, that was the right tool for the job. Now, I have a feeling that's going to be aluminum, so I don't know. I didn't test it. Let's bare hand shock it and see what happens. Yeah, there's enough on there. You guys want to see? I'll show you. Okay, come on. Let's put some boogers on there. Quality. Alright, I've been off camera just going like this. And it's warm. That's a good sign. Alright, now I'll get you set back up. And I'm going to do that again. In fact, this is a no-cut experience. Walking, walking, walking. Here we go. Here's our experience. Where do you guys want to be? You guys got to be in the best spot, and I will work around you. How's that? No? No good? Tilt. Ooh. I just put that under my armpit. It's warm. Okay. If you haven't used a tubing bender, you're going to find using your hands on this soft tube is just about as good as this thing. In fact, you can see right there that it's not even aligned anymore. Alright, doesn't matter. If I push it this way, see the wheel is going to push it up. So I have to turn it over this way to go downhill. So get the nut out of the way. And you don't want to do it all at once. No. Yes. No, that is the right. This is the right way. Sometimes you want to move it just a little bit. Otherwise it'll kink it. Kind of do a little bit of a... You walk it along. Right, let me get those out of the way. You guys have noticed I keep my tools kind of everywhere. Yeah, I've noticed that too. Someday I'll be organized. The reason we went with Just Enough Garage as a name, because you got to have a name on YouTube. You just can't be called Darian Does Crap in the Backyard. That's no good. With just enough time, patience, knowledge. That was kind of the idea, and I don't know that any of that's true now. So now I got it kind of going that way, but I want to continue. At the same time, I want to start. And now we've run into this problem again where this needs to come forward for the connection, but I can't do it. So let's move the camera. Today's a behind the scenes, what it takes to be a professional. What? It takes a cameraman. So anyways, I'll work that sticker off. You just throw it on the ground, don't worry, you'll sweep it up later. Now that my neighbor's tree is blown down, I notice I got a lot less pine needles in my yard. You don't have to make it perfect, but it's got to be just enough to get that nut to go over. It's not a very good gasket scraper. If I was smart, I would have took those in and run them on my bench grinder with the wire wheel, but I wasn't that smart. Some days the law of averages win, some days you win. Now on this hose, it's just going to be the vacuum of the mechanical fuel pump on it, and they only run it a few pounds, so this isn't really going to be an issue. Make sure you close your knife. If you haven't closed your knife, you're in trouble when you go reaching for something else. Don't ask me how I know. So now that we kind of got that bend going, I'm going to do it by hand because this stuff really is nice to work with. I think I might leave that rough like that, and then once I get the fenders and stuff on, I'll be able to secure it to that inside pink fender that came down. This is about right for here. Where's my tape measure? Well, I use this tape measure. It's not the one I want. I don't know if you guys ever done that. The one you want, you can't find. So from here to the fuel pump, yeah, 2 more foot. I'll get a 2 more foot section. That'll give me 10 feet total. Is that about what I have? Yeah, there's 7 feet, so maybe I got shorter piece than I realized. Oh well. Funny story at the O'Reilly's. It's the only one in my town. That's your choice. When I went to get this, I told the kid, hey, I need 8 feet of tubing. Now I said tubing, okay? I know what tubing is. He doesn't. Tubing. 5/16 tubing. And then I had the rubber hose already off the shelf, and I said, I'm going to connect it to this. He's like, oh, okay. He starts to wander off. I say, hey, well, can I come in the back and look at the tubing selections with you? And he says, I guess so. So he immediately goes to the bulk rubber hose. And he's like, well, like 8 feet exactly? I said, whoa, dude, I said tubing, not rubber hose, tubing. What's that? I said, you know, like brake tubing and stuff? I said, it's just tubing. It's threaded connection. Oh, we got that. I said, there you go. So we go over and get it. And they only had 3 or 4 pieces on the shelf, typical, and this is what I could get. So I don't know. Are we finally done with the world shortages? Are we finally ready to move on with life? I hope so. Anyways, I'm going to continue to complain if I talk. So I'm going to knock this bolt out, clean up my tools, and at this point, I'm going to say I'm prepped. No, I'm not. What am I missing? Let me show you. For you intelligent folks who've noticed, Darian, what are you going to do about that vent line? Well, it's a return line. The tank is already vented. I've got it all reassembled with the gas cap and everything. I didn't show you that. It was miserable. It was under the truck. Nothing to see. I think I'm just going to plug this off. I might take the tubing and maybe bend it just a little bit, put it out here in the open, and then if I ever needed a return line, I can access it because it won't be under the cab. If I leave it here, it's going to get buried. It's probably not going to affect it, but if the tank overflows, I don't want it to come drizzling out somewhere or an expansion day, whatever. So. Oh, you guys remember that sound? 1970s. Mary will find a picture if she can recognize it. If not, we got one over on her. Generation gap. Okay, I don't know if you can see John. John?
Hi.
We got this camera stand we're using. He's awake now. He's doing a night shift. So he's got a little bit of time for me. We got an hour of daylight, well, 40 minutes ago. So we're going to try to do this. It's not raining. Let's see if we can do it.
Yay, doing stuff.
There's a lesson to be said here. Preparation is the name of the game, and we are not prepared. Apparently, you have to take all these out of every single corner to get that plate out. And I tried using the impact there, but then the head touches there. Great design for staying together. Horrible to take apart when you've got all of a sudden the rig up in the air waiting on you. But I doubled the straps today, Mary, so.
Oh yeah? Have them hooked up proper?
I don't think it's a 14 millimeter more than it's a 9/16, John.
We got our balance block. So some quality workmanship going on here. See, double straps. And we're broken windowing. Yeah, you can see they started to take them off, but it's working out great.
You know, if we were really good, which clearly we're not, we could have got that to tip up and under there. But now that I'm looking at it, it's like, there's no way we could do that.
That's what I was thinking, holding the front.
Well,
I was like, I don't know.
I thought I could just balance it right up there. And,
It was worth a try. What did you say a month or two ago? Tape measures have lied.
yeah, well, it's gonna fit. It's just too tight for what we kind of got rigging we got going on here. Anyways, what do we got? 16 bolts to take out.
And then put back together. We'll show you our success.
Yeah,
later.
these haven't been out in 30 years.
Yeah.
The things you do.
Yeah, but you're so close to being done.
Oh, yeah. Nothing less but everything. Once begun, half done. Yeah, we'll show you when we're actually there, because this is boring. Unless you want to play some more clown music. We've destroyed all the hardware.
Oh, I can't see it from here.
Who gives a hang? Let's get going.
No more rack?
Well, it's been on there since 1989. Come on.
All right.
Let's push this in, Johnny.
Alright, you want me to hold your flashlight too?
I can put that on a magnet base here.
He also wants you to hold the Jeep too.
Yeah, Mary, how come we're only doing one thing at a time?
I was going to be doing 3. I'm doing 2.
Alright, turn that sucker. Turn it to the left, Joe. Just a quarter turn. Hold on, it's caught. Why is the light just not shining where I want it to?
It doesn't like you.
Yeah, this is a problem. Okay, we need to lift up the back, so let's go ahead and take the rigging off of this and just use the floor jack. Alright, hopefully you can see that. See, that's the shifter that's supposed to go right here. And it's folded up in half over top of the transmission. We weren't paying attention, alright, while I was monkeying with the steering. But on the side note, look how slick that one just fell right into its spot. I mean, it's amazing. Look at that. Yeah, we'll have to unbolt all that. Let's not go under it now. What are you looking at?
This.
Oh, is that one caught too? Trying to yank the straps out. You can see how my muffler's been welded and welded and welded. You gonna pull it through that way?
Yeah, I took the ends
Oh,
off.
that's even better. Not get the fishing hook on it.
Yeah.
All right.
That's what I figured was getting caught.
Does it look stupid, Mary?
Let's give it a look as a whole.
Here, let's close that door.
Yeah, hold on, back up. You know what it looks like? It looks like that old Willie's wagon we had that we when we were kids. That you put the bus seats in. That's kind of the
It was the same. It was the same vintage.
body line it's got
You
going.
think I was kidding when I said I've had a bunch of these?
He just made another Suburban.
I
Actually,
didn't. I made a tool truck. Well, I don't know where that piece of wood is. So. Oh, is it in the wheelbarrow so I didn't lose it?
I found it in the wheelbarrow.
his special cut down piece of wood. That's the first time that wood's been cut ever.
Yeah, I know.
Ah, yes, because it grew on the tree like this. And then they just
I
picked it
used
out
my
of the
electric chainsaw with the new battery. It's supposed to be for that. All right. Now, is that helping us?
ground. No, it's just pressing it in there further.
No, you're not listening. Is that helping us?
No.
Okay, get on the steering wheel. Your job is to steer, my job is to pry. Put that up there so I can see. Alright. God, there's going to be a lot of clown music in this episode. Turn that damn wheel. No, stop. Almost got it. One's in, the other one's not quite. Okay, turn it. Stop. Stop, stop, stop. Turn it just a fuzz more. I'm talking like a millimeter. Do you know what that is? Didn't they teach you that in
I already
school?
turned it a millimeter, so.
Lower the jack down. Oh, you're missing the money shot, right?
It's on there.
Because the damn lights are shining in the camera.
You just can't hardly see it. Oh, there we go. There we go.
Oh, baby. Whoa! Now,
Baby, a triple.
What is it? Steering brakes power. You got steering now.
oh, it's got to hook the brakes up.
You have
No, that's what's attached.
So now, I don't want to reveal this on camera because it's quite embarrassing. Do you remember the other day when the Jeep had fell and smashed the window and it was raining and we didn't film any of that because we were just trying to hurry to go in the house?
Yeah, it was just me
It was
and
getting
Dad.
dark and, you know, it seemed like we just didn't care at that moment.
Oh, it's a mess.
Do you know what happened to the hardware? Because I don't know where any of the bolts are, or the nuts or nothing.
I wasn't out here when you took it off.
Come here, I've gone as far as...
Sweeping it all into one spot.
Yeah, and I have been looking. See, there's a nut.
He's always got loose hardware on the ground.
I
So.
thought you were storing them in the cab, so.
There might be... Oh, no, the cab fell, John.
Yeah.
And that might... So anyways, we might be taking a ride down to the...
For more hardware than just the rack. Oh, look at the butte from here, eh?
Oh, she's a beaut. Actually, it's pretty cool. I'm going to be go ahead and brag and say that is pretty cool. Now imagine that all one color. I think Mrs. Just Enough Garage has some ideas with lace, lacquer, bright colors, you know.
It looks kind of like Napoleon ice
Now-
cream right now.
Now here's a
With
real...
the dark and the pink and the
Paint
white.
the back
Yeah,
brown.
now here's a
Well,
real
the engine
option.
looks brownish.
Go close that door, John. Now, do we look down? Is it centered with the thing? Did Darian do good? So if we center down here,
Tape measures have lied in the past.
we got just that much. It looks good, looks good. Now let's come over here. Oh,
Darian.
why is it off? We don't have the bolts in all the way.
Well, yeah, that's it. It's
No,
not.
we don't.
It's
But
not
if you look
settled
at it,
down.
It's also sitting that
Yeah,
way.
we don't even have this side in. Let me look under here. There's a chance I still can make it look good. Oh yeah, we're way up on here.
Yeah, they're not in their holes settled down, so
Okay,
it's
so let me go finish that side.
twisted sistered.
Yeah, it's gonna come this way, so it's gonna help it. At least it's coming the way to help
His
it.
magic wand.
I'm too old to see.
Oh, good
Yeah.
thing.
Well, the
good thing you're
sunset's
doing
beautiful. Y'all can look at that. Yeah, it's a beautiful day. We're losing daylight.
All right, John, come work the jack. We're done. Bring
This
the jack.
side lined up just fine.
Yeah, this is like it wants to go to work. Yeah, that side does too.
Yeehaw.
This side's just like.
This
yep.
up and down, you're getting your workouts in, man.
Well, this part worked out all right, but yeah, it does need to shift just a little.
Yeah. Well, we'll fix that in a second, and then you'll get
The
the.
windows look pretty good too.
Yeah, even that one.
Bring it on there, John. I can't
Try not to run Mary.
It's a mess around here, y'all. It is a mess around here.
Oh yeah, it's tornado time. We're tornadoing around.
Happier than a tornado in a trailer park.
We got a starter to put on all kinds of wires. Oh, this was needed to be somewhere else. Shoot.
I told you.
No, yeah, hold on.
Stop leaning on it, and I could help.
Okay, well, that's going to be a readjustment later.
I'll flex it a bunch. See how
Okay.
we can get it to break.
You ain't even ready when you said ready.
I said, are you ready?
On a party.
Okay, so we got to pull the cab this way. Well, I'll go around there to push.
That's not pulling.
Well, he's pushing. I'm pulling. Push pull.
Why is it not dropping in its hole?
Because it's still on.
Catching on engine stuff. I don't know.
All right, try lowering it down. All right, what is going on here? Move your jack. Get out of the way. Get out of here, you!
Well, yeah, they're going to be taken out to pasture. Here, let me see if you can get it closer.
It's like it's setting on something. Is it still that damn... It's, see, this the bolt is loose. But is it that damn shifter that's
Maybe.
jammed up underneath there? Because this thing should set down.
It should.
It's not touching any of the other stuff under there. I bet it's that shifter that's jammed up on the tail house.
Swap bodies with transmissions in.
Yay.
So it's a little bit off. Is it?
Yeah.
Just a little bit, an inch or
Yeah.
so?
Yeah, I mean, you could tell up here, too, with the...
Well, we don't have it set, but...
No.
But see, when you look at the center line of that windshield, it's the center line of that rib up.
It's a little bit off crooked, but you know, it's because it's stuck
Well,
on
we don't have that down, so it's still got to go that way.
the... Well, that's what I'm saying.
Look, I'm going to convince myself that I did good no matter what, all right?
Yeah, you did great.
But I don't want...
You done good. You got all the
See, when you
leaves.
look right here, Mary, you follow this line, like right there. The other side's over like just a little, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right, so hopefully... So I think what I'm going to do...
Why would you stand behind me when you could see I'm going back?
Well,
I'm getting out of the way. You stepped on my foot.
There's so much stuff in there.
Yeah, I work like
I
that.
don't
It's
blame
called
him.
chaos work. I don't like doing it. I just gravitate.
Wasting daylight. Quit
All
talking.
right, so what I'm going to do is in the video,
You're
because of
wasting
daylight,
moonlight.
I am going to jack this up higher with the jack, weasel under there, and knock that piece of linkage out of the way, and then we'll rebuild that. I'm not going to make any promises. What do we got left? Next time, I need to get the pinion set. I need to get the front end down. I need to make sure that I've got it right. I'm going to rotate the pinion, which is still on brackets, U-bolted. We'll set the pinion, weld it, get a driveline measurement, get the driveline going. While the
Put your axle locked in place.
while the driveline's being done, we're going to finish the brakes, the steering, the bolts, the radiator, all the other jazz. We still got to wire all the wiring for the brakes and turn signals on this whole mess.
You like jazz?
Shocks. Okay. I don't have the shocks on it because I'm waiting on these brackets, which is just a cut off, put on, but I need to weld these on after I have the pinion angle set. So I guess that's about it for now. Thanks for watching. Again, your comments are always welcome. I've been getting some good ones on this project. You know, I'm a novice. I'm in the backyard. Yeah, I've done some of this. And truthfully, it all kind of turns out about the same. Just good enough. Just enough. So thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you next week.